Have you ever felt like if you don't have enough money to do the ministry the way you wanted to do it today, or the way even you feel like you need to do it today, that it's something about God's disapproval of you? You know, in the story of the rich young ruler, God addresses this very specifically. A young man comes up to Jesus and the disciples, and he says to Jesus, "What does it take to get in good with you?" And Jesus says, "Well, just follow the 10 Commandments and you'll be well on your way." And the young man says, "Oh, good, because I've already done that. I'm doing that. So that's awesome then." And Jesus says, "Well, just one more thing for you, buddy. There's one more thing. I'd like you to sell everything you have, and then you'll actually be ready to see if you can come follow me." Well, this was devastating to him. He had so much and he wasn't willing to give it away at all. He wasn't willing to be destitute. He wasn't willing to walk around the wilderness like Jesus and the disciples with a rock for their pillow or whatever, no place to call home. He just wasn't ready for that. And so he went away. And as he walked away, Jesus was sad. He looked after him and he was sad because he knew that the true riches were reserved for him in heaven, not the riches he was experiencing here. Okay, so his disciples, then they said, "Oh wow, that was weird because we thought with all his money he'd be in for sure." Why did they think that? They thought that because it is true that in the covenant with Abraham, that as God loves you, he blesses you. And so that's what they thought. That's what a lot of people think today. A lot of people think, well, if you're in good with God, then you're just going to be rolling in the dough. You're going to be riches everywhere. Everything's going to be fine and perfect for you. But all we have to do is look at the lives of Jesus and his disciples before and after the cross, and we know that this is not the case. Instead, it's that God chooses to use us. He loves us to be totally dependent on him. And a lot of times, money is an issue. Money is a factor. So when they were looking at the rich young ruler, they were thinking from a very physical human mindset. If he's got money, he's probably really loved by God, super blessed. If he doesn't have money, not so much. Now, what's interesting is that they were themselves walking around with Jesus Christ, with no place to call home, with only a rock for a pillow. So how do we get so mixed up about this? The next time that you find yourself needing funds and not having them, you just remember Jesus and his disciples and how he could take 12 baskets, or how he could take fish and loaves and turn it into all the food for as many people as were there, plus 12 extra baskets. Just think about the miracles with food that he did alone, turning water into wine. And he has plenty for you. There is really no lack that he cannot supply. It feels bad. It feels hard. It forces us into dependence on him, but that's exactly where he wants us to be, giving him all the glory and all the honor for everything he provides for us. Have courage and do not be overcome with shame or guilt or condemnation because of the money thing. God uses that as well as everything else to bring us into dependence on him and to show us his power. Have faith in God.